Plants and zombies are going head to head. What's coming up on X019? Ratalaika talk and a GTASC update. This is Achievement Hunting 101.
Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I am your host, Foo Rocker Poof. And with me today is little Ellie Nico.
What the?
That's you, buddy.
Don't make me miss Foo.
Is that really possible?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of stalling because I know you love this theme music that's playing.
Oh,
it is playing.
No.
Yes. We haven't got done with the intros.
All right.
And rounding up, that's right. There's only 3 of us tonight, folks. Rounding up this lovely trio is Nathaniel Moosenstein over there.
He loves it when I call him Nathaniel, too, so we'll keep it going.
It's not really my name, but okay.
Is it not?
It's really not my name.
Elle has steered me wrong again.
I would never do that.
How have you guys been? You have fun weeks?
Dude, Disney Plus.
That did come out today, yes.
Yes, we need to finish up the show so I can go watch some Mandalorian.
Oh, that show's canceled. It's
actually first.
It's actually a debate because it's actually supposed to be called Person DeLorean now.
Person DeLorean.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's a 19, man.
Gender neutral.
Absolutely.
It is man.
Well,
I'm excited though.
You're excited?
I'm excited about it. Yep.
That's good. I've been perusing the list, and I'm excited about the list of titles to watch.
Yep. Yeah. Hitting play on it instead of playing a game though. That's the problem.
So that's why I got multiple screens. But what is on your game screen? What have you been playing this week?
I'm seeing plants and zombies in my sleep, but more on that later.
I love when it's more on that later. It just gives you a little hint there.
Tease.
What can you talk about right this second?
All right. Well, I'll go first since Nathaniel was not raising his hand.
I was kind of talking
not
to
even
you.
here. Technically, there's no Nathaniel here. So,
oh, sorry. Well, in a surprising departure for me, I told Corey to look at my random to-do list earlier, and I don't think he actually did.
I do not remember that conversation.
That's okay. You said you haven't even looked at your list yet.
That's correct.
So, do you know how many I have gotten so far? On the 12th.
Out of 25.
Out of 25.
I can guess 0.
You're doing scavenger hunt, right?
Okay, yes. So to preface it, we're doing scavenger hunt. We don't know the exact achievements, but we get the games, and they're in the correct ratio order, so you can figure things out as you go. All right, well, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is 2.
I was going to guess 7.
You would have been wrong. So
it's either hard or you have not been playing. You have not been trying.
Well, mostly PVZ has taken my time away from it, to be fair, but I don't know how I feel about the scavenger hunt thing. So what I did is I started from the beginning of my list, and I had the wonderful Attack of the Toy Tanks, a Ratalaika special.
So you can just play the whole game, and you're going to get your achievement.
Correct.
Yeah, that was easy.
That's what I surmised, and even if I got the achievement, I was still going to finish the whole game for these type of games. It took me about an hour and 7 minutes, so I wasn't sure if that was bad since the estimate is 0 to 1 hour on TA. It's basically like the tank game in Boss 101.
I don't recall how long I took, but I recall not enjoying my time with it too much.
There was a few levels that took a few tries, but wasn't too bad.
It seemed like there was some cheap AI. You had to really wait for him to peek around the corner. A lot.
You had to keep moving. That's what I felt was the best strategy. Don't sit still. And just like the Boss 101 tank game, I didn't realize for a few levels that the right stick moved the the cursor around. Yeah. So because if you move around with the left stick, it's still will shoot wherever you're facing. And for a few levels, it didn't even matter. It was fine. But then I realized. So, good job, Al.
So which achievement was on your RTDL list from that game?
It was...
Or let me ask like this.
It was Colonel.
Okay.
Which is destroying 50 tanks in battle.
Okay. So did you get the achievement and stop, or did you just play through? You just play through the whole thing?
Yeah, I kept going to finish. Yeah.
Okay.
That's generally what I do. Is I have a bunch of easy games in my collection. A couple show up, and I get those done.
Cool.
And the second one I did was Monkey King Saga, which I had started previously. This is an interesting little. I guess you would call it an RTS. I don't know. What would you call it?
Tower defense.
Oh yeah, tower defense. That's what I meant to say. What's interesting about this game is that the ratio on TA is very low. It's worth 1100 TA, but all of the later achievements in the game are rare achievements. They're rare pops. So starting from I had to do map 14 through the end. They're all rare pops. So it was very interesting to see that they're all 1.1 ratios on TA.
That's funny. I've actually started this game, and I've probably stopped around map 14.
Yeah.
I enjoy tower defense games, but I don't really care for this one.
It's not so bad. What you can do is do the first level on superhero mode over and over and get some gold up, and just upgrade your guys and make sure to rotate between them and walk around, and you eventually get it done.
Because the thing with this one is it's tower defense, but you also have a free moving hero that can attack. And
correct.
Has his own power.
Correct. There's 3 of you, so
yeah.
And there's a guy in the middle you have to protect to not get killed. That's the premise. So overall, I enjoyed myself with that game, even though it took me a while to finish. To actually finish map 14 was the one I needed, but I went ahead and finished that one as well. So I do have other games in mind that I want to get done, but I probably should have curated a little better. I have a lot of different games, but I'll let someone else talk. Nate, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. I have been playing a certain game that we'll talk about later. And before that, so that's kind of all I've been doing lately. And then I just kind of snuck in 2 other smaller games. One is Alwa's Awakening, which we got a code for to review. And people have said it's a Metroidvania. I'm not sold on that yet. It definitely seems like an adventure platformer. Reminds me very much of like a Zelda 2 / Kid Icarus type game. I enjoy it, but maybe not a Metroidvania. I've only put about an hour into it. I really need to go back. I down to the first boss. I think there's 4 or 5 bosses, and it has an achievement for, I think, a speed run. So you'd kind of say, speed runs are typically Metroidvania type fare. And then there's one for kind of like breaking sequence. So that's also kind of a Metroidvania type thing. But, so I'm still not sold on it yet as a Metroidvania, but I need to go back in and play that some more. But yeah, I am enjoying it. It's a little bit challenging. It's not easy. I wouldn't say it's super difficult, but it's not super easy either.
For those who are unfamiliar, this comes from the NES era days, right?
It appears to, yeah. It's kind of a throwback to that. It's got those kind of sprite graphics, and I want to say that it was a Kickstarter game. Is that true?
That sounds familiar because I believe the second one is currently on Kickstarter for its sequel.
Okay, yeah. But no, so far I'm enjoying it, and I hope to do a full review later and put the first hour of gameplay up on YouTube before too long. So, yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, and you, Corey? Looking at your list, looks interesting.
My list is pretty short. This past week, did a lot of podcast stuff, did a lot of this. Well, it doesn't feel like I did a lot of sleeping, but I tried to sleep. This weird thing's been happening, and I've been trying this L technique, right?
Uh-oh.
And so what L does is L takes naps.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm pretty tired. I'm like, I'm just going to take a little nap, get up, do what I need to do, and play some games. Well, I don't know how he does it because my naps end at like midnight, and I cannot start playing games at midnight. Will not work out well for anybody. So, yeah, I'm adjusting back. But I did get to play some games, and one of those games was the recent Games with Gold We Were Here. So if you're not familiar with that, it's a co-op only game here.
Oh.
We?
Oh.
We. The royal we.
Oh.
And so it was a Games with Gold game. It's co-op only. You actually have to have a microphone hooked up to your controller to play because communication is a big part of the game. At least when my microphone disconnected, it told me that I had to have it. So I've assumed that's a requirement, and you can't bypass it. But anyways, I played this game with Mr. ElroyOMJ himself. He had been playing it with get this, Elroy has been playing co-op with somebody else.
What?
Not in the community, guys.
Oh.
He has a secret co-op buddy.
He's got a side partner.
He does. And so he knew the ins and outs of the game. So he's like, I'll run you through it. Basically, if you play the game from start to finish, you'll get a certain subset of the achievements, almost half of them. You play as either the librarian or the explorer. And so one of them is giving you information most of the time and not doing a whole lot, while the other one is doing the actions. And you both meet up at the end, and one of you guys escapes. And playing doing 2 runs, each character will give you about all but 2 of the achievements. And then you could do a third run. Actually, a third run will pick you up one of those achievements. You can get the other miscellaneous one on your first 2 runs if you switch them off with your partner. Very easy game. The TA is not super great, but good enough for an hour's worth of play that we had. And I don't know, the game probably would be fun legit, but nobody got time for that.
Oh, boo.
Do you feel me?
Actually, 2 weeks ago while we were recording, Mattism was playing this game and I was idling. So I got through a good portion of the game. I'd say about maybe 30% while he was doing that. And all I had to do was one time go do one thing. And then we're going to hopefully wrap that up maybe this week, maybe next week. But yeah, the game, it looked like it would have been a lot of fun to try to figure these puzzles out. But like you said, ain't nobody got time.
There's always the sequel. We Were Here Too. Maybe we can do that one legit.
I thought it was the shooter, though.
I have no idea. Yeah, so I would go to Kenny. So Kenny's been playing Glass Masquerade, guys, and My Time in Portia, just to let you know, because he thought he should put that on our document, even though he's not recording. So
you know what? I don't want to hear about Kenny.
You don't want to hear about Kenny?
Do you want to know why?
Is it because he just had an anniversary?
Oh, happy anniversary, Kenny. Hope you enjoyed your steak. No, it's because he beat my ass in fantasy football this week, and it's very embarrassing.
Oh. Well, that's certainly something.
Yeah, 136 points.
So, wait, does that mean that he knows sports better than you?
No. It means he drafted all the Ravens because he's a Ravens fan, and and Lamar Jackson had a 33, and the Baltimore defense had a 24, and he happened to kill me.
Yeah, suck it, El. You suck at sports ball.
So yeah, he got very lucky. That's what the story I'm going to go with.
Lucky like a fox.
Yeah, so
it's like he put a spell on you, inspired against you.
Glass Masquerade. Get this off the document.
Okay, well, it's off. It's off the document, and we're back to you. What else have you been playing? You told us about Attack of the Toy Tanks and Monkey King.
I was going to make a point that speaking of ain't nobody got time for that. Next on my random to-do list is actually We Were Here. That's next in order. And my co-op partner, whoever he or she may be, is away, so we haven't got to play that yet. But we will try without a guide and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, does it count as using a guide if she just tells me everything what to do and then?
So the librarian is going to play the librarian and tell you what to do. This sounds just like any other night for you guys.
Shush, basically. Going to shush me a few times.
Right.
If you guys don't, I will be curious to see your completion time, or at least your run-throughs.
Now, the only thing I'm worried about, though, is I have no idea what the list is really like. There's probably a lot of missables, right? So
no, like I said, there's one missable that you could get on.
Oh yes,
another run-through, but
right.
If it just depends on which side you play, you're going to get almost half the achievements. So you got to play through it 2 to 2.5 times anyways. But if you're trying to knock it out for RTTL and you don't know which one it is, it's just a crapshoot.
I thought there was a no death run on both sides.
Oh wait, I take it back. There is one to do perfect on all the puzzles.
Yeah.
My amazing co-op partner did all that for the first run for me when I was the librarian, so I didn't have to move. Indeed.
So switching contests around, in GTASC this week, the solo bonus was to get an achievement with the word score in it.
Last week.
The week before this week, that's not this week. Yes, last week.
Correct.
So, as a lot of people did, I chose an ACA game. I went with Samurai Showdown for Windows 10, because I think I had it already done on the Uno. And I got it done in something like 27 minutes. Unlike some people I know. Yes. This is one of the easier games. I didn't remember what I did, so I checked the solution. Basically, you pick the character Charlotte, and you just do a forward jump, and you time it with the right trigger to get a heavy hit, which kind of stuns them. And then you continue this process and keep hitting them in the corner. So you have to hit right trigger at the exact time.
Okay, so
rack up the points there.
We'll let the cat out of the bag. We're going to skip Koosh a little bit, because my other part was what I called my ACA bubble burst this week. I decided, after seeing Elle's comment, to say, it's time for me to go through all these ACAs that I have access to, starting with Samurai Showdown, because he has them all. So I downloaded five different Samurai Showdowns for Windows 10. Perfect lunch breaks. I knocked out all 5 of these in like 2 days.
Are you done your foof?
My foof's done.
Okay.
I got like a foof and a quarter almost.
Okay.
And so
that's 100,000 gamer score in a year for any of our awesome new listeners.
That is true. Look it up on Urban Dictionary. FUUF. Foof. So anyways, I decided to play all these ACAs, the Samurai Showdowns in particular, because of L's 27-minute Comprito. And I'm 2 days into it, and I have 3 Gentlemen's 580s. I hate these games. I don't know what's the secret sauce, because the solutions do not help.
All I gotta say is
every single ACA is mash Y, mash RT. Well, that does not work.
I mean, I did it. X the Hero did it.
You're not making me.
Elroy did it. So yes, you can do it if you put your mind to it.
Well, X isn't old, but yeah,
he
I don't
claims
know.
to be a fighting game aficionado, and he likes to bogart all of the achievements in those games. He'll get
so the high score achievements generally seem to be the toughest. So I generally start with those. Half the time it takes me like 2 or 3 run-throughs to even get a score high enough to post a high score. It's ridiculous. And then the third Samurai Showdown, they were telling me to pick a character, and you have no idea who the character names are. So I'm just picking them all until I figure it out. Yeah. And then if you're playing Windows 10, you have to go look at the console version to find the guide.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they're like, "Oh, use 2 controllers," and I couldn't figure out how to do that on Windows because I only have one USB port. So yeah, it's been a mess this week. It hasn't been as pretty as a set of completions as I would have liked to have seen, but whatever.
All right, well.
But you got your achievement. You got your RTDL achievement. You're good to go on Samurai Showdown.
That was my GTASC bonus, yes.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, though, had to use our bonus in team last week, and I'm going to blame Michelle for being away, even though she outscored me. But yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, she is in Atlantic City, and Stan, I don't know what he's doing.
He is playing Ratalaika, which aren't going to help you.
I know. Are we going to talk about that other thing yet? Or are we going to talk about the Regis Philbin game on Nate's list over here?
Well, I want to talk about one other thing before we jump into that other topic.
Well, then, let's do it.
So I know a lot of people this past week got into the xCloud beta.
I'm raising my hand.
Yes, so they let more people in, and they also turned on console streaming if you were in the beta ring. So I went downstairs and got my OG console onto the beta ring.
Small update to that. I had to figure out how to make that work with mine. And so I went to the Insider Hub, and I'm not on any of the rings, but I have access to the ring. So I just hopped onto Delta, and Delta allows me to do it too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you don't have to be as far down as beta.
Right, yeah, I'd like to jump back to Delta, but so I jumped over to beta because at the time I think that's what it was restricted to, and then I tried to get it online. I tried to get it all synced up with my phone and my controller, and it just wasn't working. Now I had xCloud working with my controller and my phone, but then when it came to the console streaming, you had to do some extra checks, basically validation checks, to make sure that your network was up to par, and that your phone was good and your NAT was fine. Because the console streaming is now allowing you to play outside of your house to connect to your console in your house and play the games on that console. So you're no longer restricted like you are in xCloud to just the 4 that Microsoft servers are serving up. Now you're able to play games that your console is serving up. So I tried to get that done. It wasn't working. It was saying that my NAT type could not be determined. But then when I ran the NAT test, it came back and said that the NAT was open. Well, I waited a day and sent some responses in. I opened some tickets, which were never replied to. But then the next day when I tried it, it worked. So I was able to, I guess they pushed something, I don't know, or something cleared up, I don't know. But I was able to test it. So then I played a little bit of 1 or 2 games on that just to try it within the house. I still have yet to go out to like a Starbucks or whatever and try playing some there. But maybe I'll do that this week. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I believe that Fufu was playing some Gems of War at work from his home console just today. So
yeah.
So the word on the street is that it works. And some games it works really well, some games it doesn't. But it'd be interesting to test that out. Although I'm always at home, so I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to that. Maybe when I'm on vacation, I can do that. So
yeah, like I said, I got into it and finally set it up today. And so I'll be taking the controller to work tomorrow. And so, yeah, I think we'll have quite a bit of experience next week to talk about.
I wonder at
console
what point
streaming.
Businesses are going to start blocking the ports that that it's done over.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't got me yet for Twitch, Mixer, True Achievements.
Okay.
We're pretty lax where I'm at, so fingers crossed.
Okay. Well, be careful wherever you are.
I did. I hope it's smooth. I don't expect to play anything real heavy hitting like I don't know, Halo and Gears come to mind, but I think that's where you want to play Project xCloud. So hopefully it's smooth enough where I can play, all the indies that we, love. I even thought about buying Plague Inc. this week because I've always kind of not wanted to play that on the console, because when I'm at home playing on the console, I want to play console games, and to me that's a phone game. But that's the perfect kind of game that I can play during lunch at work and still get achievements. So
that's great.
Now it will sway me to buy different games that I wouldn't normally. So,
and that's the type of game you don't want to play in one sitting. You want to just chip away at that one. So,
exactly. Elle, do you have any more games you want to talk about?
Is this a plant Gway?
Game Gway?
I mean, it can be. You also had Spellspire. If you really want to talk about Spellspire.
Spellspire. Yeah, this started, I don't know how this started. I think my son was looking for something to play, and Michelle suggested this one. But as it turns out, my wife and I played Letterquest all the time. So,
you don't
her
say.
alley. Yeah, this game is so good it plays itself over here. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about this game is that, according to TA, it's a 50 to 60 hour completion. So it looks like it's quite a grind towards the end. There's 100 floors. And then once you do the 100 floors, I think there's dungeons.
There's an endless mode dungeon, yep.
Or is there 80 floors? Yeah, endless mode dungeon. So then you have to level up your wand and level up your robe, buy all the hats. Ooh, hats, like Plus 101. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I like hats. Well, thanks for pointing out that that's on the dock. Rocker
that's what they pay me for. And so,
I mean, since Foof isn't here and his stupid freaking fantasy football team, Ravens suck and you suck.
No, I don't suck. You suck just like your 2-8 Giants suck. Unlike the 7-2 Ravens who, suck it, you suck.
Even worse than the Patriots.
You know what else sucks? Timed events.
Ooh.
Did you play any time events this week?
Well, Koosh.
I played a lot of timed events this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, from the time we recorded the last show until basically this show, I've been playing one game, and that's Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which is also our Gamertag Challenge bonus game of the month from Doughboyee. And community member Mattism has been keeping an eye on the calendar and informing us every time they skip the boss event. And this time they didn't skip it. So we saw it was coming, and basically let everyone know, or Mattism let everyone know, that it was time to start leveling up our zombies, and a couple different zombie units in particular. The Toxic Brains, which is pretty rare. And then astronaut scientist as a healer. And then just any damage dealer that you can get on the zombie side. So there's a cool 2 times, or I don't know if it was 2 times, but there was a damage buff glitch you could do that would help you to get your prestige levels all the way up. So basically just went in this week and just kind of went gung-ho trying to level up anything I could that would allow me to participate in the event, because I had not played this game a whole lot. I was just diving, getting little achievements here and there. But yeah, that was kind of like the intro to my experience for this past week. It's just been all Plants vs. Zombies. What about you guys?
You want to go first, Rocker?
Sure, because it's relatively short.
Quote that.
I got in at a couple of the boosting, leveling up sessions. And like Koosh said, there's a little bit of an exploit where zombies could level up very quickly, and it just required a little bit of setup. But I got in a couple of those, and as you level up your character and you prestige them, they unlock different perks that help you. But unfortunately, that's as far as I got. I didn't actually quite finish leveling up any particular zombie. I was working on the All-Star because I didn't have that many. And so I'm not one to be carried too much unless it's human fall flat. And so I decided to take the L this week on Boss Hunt in hopes that it comes back again. Because while many people rallied together and got this achievement this week, there's still plenty of participants that will at least need to do the crazy run. And so fingers crossed that it comes soon. And hey, maybe it's even easier next time.
So I had a very crazy experience with these achievements.
Crazy.
So on the 6th, I think, or 7th, Matism and Reptar and Jareth helped me on normal. And we got it done on our first try on normal. And then a couple days went by, I didn't get to play. And then Friday and Saturday night, I actually had outside plans. So before we knew it, the week was up, and Sunday night was all we had left. And there was a couple of groups going. Death Dealers, big ups to her. She was helping a lot of people. Mattism stopped helping people. Oh, sorry.
Oh, come on now.
No, I'm joking. He's been good. Everyone's been good. So Carnage, actually, he offered to help me. He apparently he had successfully completed 6 crazy runs during the event. So he wanted me to be number 7. So we started at night, and he stayed with me for 5 straight hours, and we could not get it done.
So why couldn't you get it done? Is there maybe give me a high level, because I've never even played the event once. Give me a high level overview of the event. Is it RNG based? Is it completely skill based?
The RNG is where the squash spawns, or where the guardian spawns. There's different spawns throughout the event. So,
okay,
maybe Koosh has a different insight than I do, but of course there's skill involved and communication is involved, but there's definitely an RNG factor too.
Yeah, so we should probably go into what the event was. Is the spooky squash, and in this event you start off by going to a jack-o'-lantern and picking a different type of candy. You can pick the normal candy, the hard candy, or the crazy candy, and that basically decides the difficulty that you're going to attempt. The normal mode was not so bad. After trying crazy mode, normal mode was actually pretty easy. And this encounter was a lot like a raid in WoW or Destiny, although I haven't done any Destiny raids. But there are different phases, and there are different roles, and there's basically different actions you have to do. And this is, people consider this to be a kid's game, but this was a difficult event. It required coordination. It required understanding of the different phases, the damage phases, the stay away from him because you can't do any damage phases. Yeah. And it was actually kind of fun. I thought it was painful fun. It's that like hot sauce fun.
Exactly.
Then when it's all done, you're like, oh, that was a good time. Oh, we had lots of laughs. And oh man, the game just totally royally ripped us off multiple times. One of the problems that we had was not in just performing the actions that were required of us, but it was like bad RNG. So you have basically to do this first wave where you select the difficulty, then you need to hold down these anchor points. And you need at least one person within this radius of each of the anchors, and they have to stay within that radius. They can leave for about a second or two, and then they have to go back in. And you hold that down. When you do that, a guardian shows up, and then you have to kill that guardian. Once that guardian is down, you go into the next phase. The next phase is the bucket phase, where you pick up a bucket, and then you go around chasing guardians that are holding candy, one at a time. You have to kill 3 of these guardians within a time limit, and you have to pick up the candy. The only person that can pick up the candy is the same person that picked up the bucket. And if you don't have communication and people are just grabbing it, you basically wipe, and then you have to start over. So there's a lot of communication going on there. Once you get all the pieces of candy, you then enter a damage phase on the boss. And you can basically down the boss in 2 damage phases if everything goes perfect. And it doesn't. Just so you know, it just doesn't. because you get weird spawns, you get weird pathing. Sometimes the squash, when it's invulnerable, will go all the way up to the top of the building where the anchors are, and then he'll just destroy you in like 3 hits. And then you basically have to let him go back down, and then basically start the anchor phase all over again. So it's very involved, and you would get bad pathing, you would get bad spawns of the guardians, and then we realized, okay, well, if a guardian spawns near the squash, you can basically despawn him by running outside of the anchor radius, let him disappear, go back in, and then you get a different spawn point. Well, that's great for just that one time. Once you have the guardians with the candy, you can't despawn them. You have to kill them where they are. So you also have EA jank. Every now and then the servers would just kick you out. We also had in one group, actually it was the group that I was spending the last throws of Sunday night with. We're trying to get Stan and Chin. We're trying to get them their achievement in Crazy. And Chin's left bumper button stopped working. Death Dealer's headset was low on battery. She'd been playing for 13 hours that day. Basically nothing but Plants vs. Zombies. Her headset had died. So she had to go get another headset in and plug it in. And then if it disconnected, she couldn't hear anything. So right in the middle of a really good run, we got 55% damage on the boss on the very first damage phase. That's really good. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I realize I can't hear anybody, and nobody is responding to me. Yeah, our comms completely cut out. So we had to we took about 5 minutes to get to a point where we could try to reconnect to the party. We're basically dropping the party, joining the party, reforming the party, all while we're still trying to complete this run. And it just didn't happen. Then, like I said, Chin's controller went down. Death Dealer's headset went down independently. These are all separate events. I got kicked out once after we'd already done one or two damage phases. Yeah, that night was just horrible. But, a big thank you, to, Death Dealers and Hawkeye Berry and, Freem. We all went through, and got our crazy on Sunday night. Basically, I've been trying all week long to get through all the different modes, and, just got it Sunday night. And we were trying to, in the last few hour and a half or whatever, trying to get other people through. And hopefully anyone that we missed, we can get through on the next boss event. But yeah, it was just a mess. Crazy mess.
And again, we don't know the next boss event, but fingers crossed that it's soon.
Well, I have a list of everyone who did get it. I'll rattle it off quickly. Iron Fist of Snuff, Carnage, Reptar, Metism, Jareth, Akaraba, Death Dealers, Hawkeye Berry, Kingsman, who I also have to thank. He tried to help me for the last couple hours on Sunday night. To no avail. Jabel, AZ Mongoose, Freemhole, KooshMoose, and Braggalicious Lady April.
Nice. GG's, guys. I look forward to you guys helping us next go.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of us who didn't get it done.
I would say I probably played with about half of those people across the entire week just trying to get this done. It was insane. The number of people that showed up and turned out and tried to help.
And the community really came together on this. So awesome job. Our Plants vs. Zombies channel was a happening place.
And hopefully the next one, hopefully by the end of the year, maybe January, it should be we're thinking based on previous ones that it's probably going to be a Plants. It's probably going to be the Yeti. So if you want to read up on that now, and start leveling some, plant appropriate, specs for that. We also, when it was all said and done, went back in and did some co-op. That was kind of fun. And we found a glitch, or there was a glitch on the TA solution for killing the Gnome Kings.
Good glitch or bad glitch? It
was a good glitch. It wasn't difficult. Yeah. Basically, you go into a garden ops with your party of 4, a personal garden ops, and you set it to easy, and you start it off by planting your garden, and you wait for the timer to count down 30 seconds. You then all back out, and then you go in and do infinity mode, which does require the party leader to have completed one of the campaigns, either the plant campaign or the zombie campaign. And then you basically just run through, I think we need to do 23 waves.
Goodness.
23-ish waves. And the first 4 are ridiculous. They're a joke. But after that, every 5 waves, basically you get an achievement. So, we were getting achievements left and right. Some of us had gone a little ways through, but none of us in the party. It was Elle, myself, Fug, and
Kingsman.
So we just went through and we knocked it out. I think, was that last night that we did that?
That was last night.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
been a crazy week.
It actually was pretty easy once we did the thing.
Yeah. Once we did the easy glitch, it was pretty easy.
Every 5 waves was a boss and subsequently an achievement. And then on the Rainbow King was on wave 25 for the RGBY achievement, which still has a healthy 3 ratio. So
at the very end, you hopefully get a good nice chest out of it.
Yes, chest picks.
Chest picks, and you get some coin.
So after all that was said and done, you guys helped me out. The only achievements I need now are the hard and crazy boss hunt. So yes, hopefully he does come back in some capacity.
Yeah, gosh, in the past week I've knocked out just a bajillion. I would say almost half of the achievements. I did the entire zombie campaign. I did I did all 3 of the boss hunts. I only have 3 achievements left. I have to kill 5,000 zombies. Not a problem. I'm like 3/4 of the way through it. I have to complete an ops game on crazy difficulty. That apparently has, it's doable solo. There's a pretty good solution on that. And then I have to complete 10 epic quests. That one's basically time gated because you get, every now and then you'll get an epic quest show up on your quest board. And once you knock out 10 of them, achievement's done. So I'm about 50% of the way through. I just need 5 more. And then this game is done. And then I can go back. I can go back to Plants vs. Zombies on the 360 and on the one.
Battle for Neighborville?
Oh, no. I have to do the originals because I was not part of those boosts.
What?
So,
those
so I would recommend
times.
people. I would recommend that people jump in when these boosts are around. I don't know how I missed it. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was playing Titanfall. That's what it was. We were doing the Titanfall boost then.
Don't worry. Freem said he'll help you for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember.
Check the community calendar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like you guys had a fun week. Maybe not so much L, but you probably had fun playing at least.
It was a rush, I'll tell you that.
You like talking to people. I'm sure you enjoyed all those voices.
Oh, I made a new friend also. Death and Glory. Is that what it's called?
Death and Glory. Yes, he joined Discord today.
Yes, I made him join. We played for a few hours together, so we're bonded by failure, but we're bonded nonetheless.
Well, maybe him and Death Dealers can get along nicely.
Aww.
All right, let's skip along to something we don't do too often, and that's a little bit of news. And I have 2 news stories for you fellas tonight. One of them is a little quicker, and we'll spend some time on the second one. But the first one is about some upcoming Xbox One system updates, some features. Out of the article, there's 2 features. One is you're going to be able to customize your different dashboards coming up. So that's pretty cool. Everybody likes customization. Can't go wrong with that. The other feature that I want to specifically point out is a Surprise Me button that's coming to your game library. Now, this isn't too different from I think there's a surprise or random button. If you have Game Pass, it will pick a random Game Pass game and suggest it to you. But this one will pull from your library. And I can just think of many times when I spend half an hour looking at what to play. And this would just help me with that. The Game Pass one doesn't seem as interesting to me because there's a lot of games in Game Pass I don't want to play, but there's a lot of games in my library, especially if it picks from installed, which I would hope it would do. Those are games I obviously want to play, so I could definitely see me using this. What about you? Does it jingle your jollies at all to have this little button?
Absolutely not.
No?
I will not do this. I will not do this. There's no way I'll do this.
Oh, come on.
Maybe I'll do it
I
once
have a
just to see the
question.
interface, but never.
So it wouldn't boot up the game, would it? Or would it just highlight it?
All it says is that it would suggest it. So I would imagine
That would be
highlights it.
annoying if it...
What I would
started-
love for it to do is to boot up the game and lock you into it until you unlocked an achievement.
So
No,
one thing...
there's a video on the article that we were looking at. There's actually a video of it. It basically brings up like a little
let me look.
window with a game, with a random game. And what's the point of that? I've got a ginormous library, and I know what I want to play, so I don't need this.
But maybe it's a random Friday evening, no boost lineup. What are you gonna play?
I've got a list.
But you can just pick this, and then Assassin's Creed 3 will show up, and you'll pick it again, and Assassin's Creed 4 will show up.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if I could limit it with a set of criteria and then have it be random within that set, maybe. But yeah, no.
Yeah, in the video,
Well,
they
that's what I was
just
just
showed the
gonna
game
say.
screen. I wonder if you could you can go to your groups and do it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It'd be very meta to have my RTTL group and then pick a random game out of that.
Random out of random.
I would definitely use that in that capacity anyway.
Yeah. I really wish their development efforts went to a refresh or or something different. Because, I download games or I get games and I go to my install list and they're not there yet. And it's just like, well, why not? Like, I'm not going to play these for a year, but I want to see them today.
That's true. Yeah, that can be annoying.
Yeah, so give me a refresh or I don't know, man. I can't believe that's what they spent development time on. But whatever.
It's the little things. It's the little things that get us through the day.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is we need to get through the next couple days, guys, because X019 is here and it's going to be big, according to Xbox. So if you haven't been watching the news, the X019 official trailer has dropped. There are some things that they have teased for the event. Obviously, the event happens after this podcast drops, so we can only speculate, and we can't report on any of the new games that they announce or all the Game Pass games that are going to be available. But we'll let you know what those are next week. But for now, the stuff that they have teased are new game reveals, news from over 10 Xbox Game Studios titles, huge Xbox Game Pass news, Project xCloud update, Wasteland 3, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Minecraft Dungeons, Sea of Thieves, Crossfire X, Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, and much more. And what I just want to talk to you guys about is if you have any wants from this, or if you're even interested in it. Now, this is our typical Inside Xbox, but on a bigger scale. Last year they had it in Mexico City, if I'm not mistaken, and this year it's in London. And I actually know 2 other podcasters who will be there in person for this one particular. But
is that why Fufu's not here tonight?
Maybe.
Cheerio.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
his teeth are bad enough. Come on.
Hatton wanted the podcast to be more British, more English, and so he's going to go undercover and
He's going
do
to
that for us.
Tennessee.
You can't get more English than
Spoilers.
this, y'all. Anyways,
what
any
I
of
want
that
to
stuff-
see is something that
Do anything
I'm
for
not
you.
going to see.
What's that?
Is it a random button?
Maybe.
They're going to randomize their news.
Oh, I was talking about it today somewhere. I miss backwards compatibility announcements. I wish that they would bring back something or other. That for sure is something
rip
they
on
will not be
those.
talking about.
It would be cool to hear about, yeah.
It
but
looks like in the article here that Halo Reach is going to be a thing. haven't
I've
heard
seen
news on
that
that in a
on
while.
people's wish lists. Halo Reach to finally be here, which that could be it. That would fall under huge
It
Game
looks like
Pass
there's
news.
a schedule here. Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, so they've already said that they're going to have some playable stuff. The new Ori will be playable there, even though apparently it's been a playable PAX before. Obviously, the new game reveals and the huge Game Pass news is what I would imagine gets everybody here all excited. I think I've said it before. Fable, anything Fable related. I hope that something in Fable gets announced. That's one of my favorite Microsoft exclusive series.
There's a game here that I think Koosh would like because he's old.
Oh, okay.
Flight Simulator.
No.
That's the only time when down as up and up as down is acceptable, by the way.
I'm interested in whatever game they hide inside of it, because that might be cool. But yeah.
Streets of Rage 4, Battletoads.
Battletoads, that's a good one. Maybe that's a surprise release.
Oh, you mean and get it now?
We are due for one of those, I think.
It's been a while.
Those are the best kind of announcements.
They are.
That would be cool.
Anything else you're excited for, Al? Before I jump in
on this cheat
start
list.
Squeeing everywhere.
Nope.
So what I like about this is the potential for number one, the mix pot. Right? There's going to be a mix pot with a skin, I'm sure, in Sea of Thieves, which I'll probably never play again.
Maybe it's Gears of War this time.
It might be Gears of War. There's a chance I'd actually use it. But yeah, I don't know why. They're often horrible. They're often just stupid. But I love getting that mix pot. I just love the freebies, like the door prizes. I'm excited by the potential for new stuff that we don't know about. I'm excited to hear about maybe another acquisition. Those are the sort of things that I just love that kind of news that comes out of it. I have no idea what it could be, but I have heard that, Microsoft's not done acquiring yet, and the studios that they did acquire all seem to be hiring even more people. So, they're definitely building. And they should be, because the new console is coming out, a year or so. So they need content for it. As for what games I've seen that are going to be there, I'm very excited. Anybody know? You want to guess? If Ori was there, I wouldn't play it. So we're not even going to talk about Ori, because that's just a given. That's just going to happen. Any of the games? Any guesses?
Wakapeil 3.
That would be great, but no.
Flight Simulator.
No. Cyber Shadow.
What is that?
Ooh.
Cyber Shadow from Yacht Club Games. You might remember them from Shovel Knight.
Yes.
This is kind of a Ninja Gaiden looking, kind of like run and action. This thing looks awesome. And I saw that it was going to be out for PlayStation, I think Switch, and I was just waiting for them to make the Xbox announcement, and boom, there it is. So I'm very excited for that game. It's just, it's my jam. I'm also very interested in, surprisingly, Minecraft Dungeons. I wouldn't have thought that I'd like mine.
No.
I own like 3 or 4 Minecrafts. I think I've gotten 5 total achievements across all of them. Just one day I'm going to go through them. But this is kind of like a Diablo. So that really speaks to me. I'm also looking at Skatebird. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned it, Corey.
Skatebird?
Skatebird, as in skateboard.
I have not heard of that.
Oh, this was announced a long time ago. There were some rumblings about it, at least for indie type stuff. What I wanted to be playing this past week was Plants vs. Zombies, right? I wanted to get that done because the very next game that I'm just going to immerse myself in is Jedi Fallen Order. So when that comes out on Friday, that's all I'm going to be playing until I get the first playthrough done at least. So the fact that they're going to talk about it there, it doesn't mean anything to me because it's a done deal on Friday. Another game that I'm interested in, just from the aesthetic and the look of it, is Tunic. Now I know I've seen some screenshots of this before. It's another action adventure game. It's about a small fox in a big world. So I know Elroy's on board. That game looks very interesting to me. And then, on this related articles on a page I was looking at for games that have been announced to be shown is Carrion. Now, I know I've talked about this before.
Is that like Death Stranding?
No. It's like they're calling it a reverse horror experience. So you're going into a studio, or not a studio, like a science, man, my vocabulary is gone right now. You're basically going to a place where they do bad science. I'm going to sound like a fourth grader here.
Lab.
And a lab, thank you. Jeez, it's a 3-letter word. Come on. So you're going into a lab where they are working with pathogens and horrible creatures. I can remember the word pathogen, but lab, forget it. It's gone. So they're basically, something goes wrong in this lab, and this organism gets out. Now, normally when you're playing a game, you're going in to kill the organism. But in this game, you are the organism. And you kind of grow, and you should definitely watch some videos of this. It definitely looks like it could be a Metroidvania. But if not, it's got that kind of Metroidvania action platformer mechanics. I'm looking forward to that game too, and that's supposed to be out next year. But hopefully we'll see a little bit more about it, and maybe they'll just confirm that it's a Metroidvania so I can put it on the list, and I just know I'm going to get to it. But yeah, I'm very excited for these indie games, and of course Jedi Fallen Order. That's what I love about these
big titles. Big titles.
You tend to see a lot of indie things, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, Doom Eternal.
You got me.
Doom Eternal is the other big title that I see.
Which one?
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal. Yeah.
And that will probably make people play the first Doom in our community. So, just a hunch.
I just don't get excited for those. I really excited for the indies. But yeah, I know it's good. I mean, I'll eventually play it.
It is good.
I just nothing gets me going like the indies. So,
man, the Skatebird is just, I want it, and I'm a little afraid it's not going to happen. It was a Kickstarter.
No, I think it's supposed to be there.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Beaks too. All right, now, cha-ching. That sound is the indicator for our wheeling and dealing section. That's right. We didn't talk about sales last week, and we got reamed for it by one person. Yeah, Dino Bull wants his sales, even though he would have missed them anyways last week. So we're gonna mention some sales because there's some good deals out there this week, guys.
Well, did you guys get anything last week?
You know, I
know you did.
I didn't.
You did?
Agita.
I had a tab open.
I got.
And I fell asleep.
What? Oh, stop it!
I did. No. I thinking about the children.
Specific?
I literally forgot about the children.
What were we supposed to get?
Thinking about the children.
That's a game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
It was a good deal too.
Yeah, there were a lot of games. I kind of went in on some stuff. I don't know if I should talk about it.
You're not going to play them?
You don't have to talk about last week's mistakes. You could talk about next week's potentials.
Yeah.
I will mention this week Road Rage is on sale. Now, this game is a $20 game. It's on sale for $3. Road Rage. 8 to 10 hours for the completion. If you're a genre hunter, it fits automobile, arcade racing, open world in that famously stated genre of vehicular combat. Woo! So if you're looking for any of those, Road Rage might be up your alley. 8 to 10 hours, again, that's not too incredibly long. Looking at the achievement list, you just have to spend a certain amount of currency, and there's different tiers for that, finishing the missions and buying different things, and there's some collectibles. And then miscellaneous stuff. It doesn't look like a hard list. So $3 for this game, and it doesn't look incredibly bad. It doesn't look incredibly good, but it doesn't look incredibly bad. $3, this will hit my library for sure.
Did you ever play Road Rash?
I did not, because I'm not that old.
Oh, ouch.
Jeez.
But I did hear that is it a sequel or is it a successor?
Spiritual successor.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Road Rage
Sounds
is
fun.
My recommendation for the week. What about you guys? Nate, what tabs do you have open that you may or may not buy?
Well, I've already bought it, so can't really pretend I didn't. Penarium. $2 down from 10. This is a platformer, kind of a wave-based platformer, if you will. It's interesting. It's kind of funny. It's kind of over the top. Violence. You're a kid at a fair, and you're basically trying to run through a lot of hazards, and sometimes I think it's a little random in some areas, and you just die horribly in so many different ways.
Wait, you're a kid?
Yeah, you're a kid. You're just a kid at the fair, just trying to survive. I think there's a killer clown. I could be making all of this up. I am definitely not making up the fact that it's $2 down from 10. It 1,000 gamer score, and it's 1,573 TA with a completion estimate of 6 to 8 hours. I've put a couple hours into it, and it's fun. It's one of those games, I like to talk about this all the time. It's kind of a pick up, put down game. You can play a little bit here, you can play a little bit there. There's really no story. You're not going to miss it. It's just fun for a little bit of button mashing for a time. But yeah, if you want to get that completion, it definitely ramps up in difficulty. So when you're going for those higher and more difficult achievements, you probably want to be committing time to it. But at least early on, you can kind of just pick and choose and have a little bit of fun in little bursts. So
hey, you've sold me on the premise alone.
There you go.
That's exciting.
$2.
You're practically losing money if you don't buy this game, guys. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Team 17. Cool.
Anything there for you, Al?
ACA Neo Geo Samurai Showdown. You suck, Corey.
But he doesn't suck as much as the 2 and 8 Giants.
Get it done.
I do. Maybe I'll put up a goal to beat it before Fufu.
I would laugh if he did it first.
I would cry.
I just immediately hear ACA and I immediately say no. But I went and I looked because of the foof. I went and I looked and I started at 290. Let's just call it 291. And I am currently sitting at 385. I could be done my foof real soon and just start playing some of the good ACAs.
Go for it.
Okay, that's an oxymoron. I get it.
No. Excuse me.
Yeah. It's like entertaining Power Rangers or something like
there are some good ACAs. There are a couple puzzle-based ones, like Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah.
And Bubble Bobble and
That's about it.
Babble and those types of games. Basically any Bubble Bobble.
Speaking of foof, there's a game called ACA Neo Geo Stakes winner, because I know he definitely got steak for his anniversary. Don't shake your head at me, Corey. And the other ACA game is Metal Slug, which is probably not an easy completion.
Yeah. I thought you were going somewhere else with that one.
Oh, never.
He got a Metal Slug. Never mind.
You're a dirty boy. The easy completions, there's Sonic games. There's the 56th time that there's been Sonic games on sale for 360. I guess to coincide with the new Sonic trailer. Did you guys see that?
I did. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It
It looks like Sonic.
Now, it does look like Sonic, but does the movie look any good?
Well, that's debatable.
Say no.
Yeah.
Say no. And then when I ask if you're going to see it anyway, say yes.
I have an affection for Jim Carrey, so.
Whoa.
He
man crush?
Maybe.
Okay.
He's a genius.
You like a little Eggman in your diet, don't you? Liar, liar. Don't try to mask it. I like Jim Carrey too.
I like early Jim Carrey. Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh, he was James Carrey on that show.
There's one late edition that I'm looking at as well. Yeah. I've been eyeing this one for a while. It's Solo Islands of the Heart. I don't know if you guys have been watching this one as well.
Yes. Still
Yeah,
a little pricey.
It's still a little pricey, but it's $10. It's doable now.
I mean, it's half off, right? Yeah.
It's half off. It was 20 before. It's 10 now.
That looks good.
We'll do the usual. It's 1,000 gamer score. Yeah. It's 1,284 TA, and it's only 2 to 3 hour completion. But it looks kind of like a Wind Waker, kind of like an indie Wind Waker. It's only 2 to 3 hours, so it looks very cutesy. I think this is good for the younger crowd, like Fufu maybe.
Oh, well, Fufu will definitely, after his anniversary is over, be playing solo for the next year. So this is a perfect game for him.
We'll explain that to him later.
No, I think he gets it. Or doesn't get it for 364 days. So, yeah, solo. That's 2-3 hours.
$10?
Yeah.
Looks like a good game. Looks like a good kids game.
We're
almost done
stream
Paw
it.
Patrol. We're almost done Paw Patrol, so
forgot
I
about that
might be paying attention to this. Get the daughter in.
So other quickies are Blackwood Crossing, which is 1 to 2 hours for $9, and Dream Break. Oh, that's part of the bundle. Boo. Silly TA.
I could be wrong, but wasn't Blackwood Crossing Game Pass?
I don't think so.
At one point, maybe? Doesn't sound familiar, though.
Someone fact checked us. Fact check us.
It's point and click. So, it's Foos
So
favorite.
Isbert's in.
Yeah. Gears Pop. Oh, no. I said it. Did you want to talk about Gears Pop?
No, not really.
Thank
I hate
goodness.
RAM.
Game
It's horrible.
sucks.
Such a meta
RNG.
breaker.
Random
Sucks.
access memory.
Yeah.
The only thing it has going for it is that it's a free game. You know what else are free games? Game Pass games. Technically. Technically.
Technically.
Do you want to know what's coming to Game Pass?
I do.
Well, I'll tell you next week after X019 tells us.
Oh.
But Subnautica and Lord of the Rings, the adventure card game, just came out on Game Pass. You can dive right into those if you are so willing. There are some games going. I don't know. Is this list true? We got
This is what the Game Pass app said. So
Okay. We got The Surge. I know that one's going. Agents of Mayhem, MXGB3. Thomas Was Alone. If you're an achievement hunter and you haven't played Thomas Was Alone, go play Thomas Was Alone. Grid 2 and Darksiders 1 and 2 for their remastered editions.
and I think that's actually happening this time. I think last time.
That's what made me question it because I know
they
those
announced
were
it early.
iffy.
But if you load up the Game Pass app on your phone or whatever, in the going soon category, these are listed. So
Until
they take it back, they're on the list.
All right.
You just made the list.
You just made the list. All right. So look forward to next week's Game Pass editions. Obviously, we'll be all over that news in the Discord, and we will report that to you via our voices next week. Now we move on to contests. So just so you know that they're still out there, the Just Punch It contest is still going on by community member Chewy. Just check that contest channel and look for that pin if you want more details. Basically, he wants you to complete your long dormant games that are almost complete. He wants you to go back and actually finish the job. RTDL, we're not going to talk about because that's still going on. Like Elle mentioned, some people are doing scavenger hunt. If that interests you, hit up Chin Doctor, and he can. Well, if you've already looked at your list, it's kind of ruins the point. But you can still get a sense of what's going on.
I still haven't, unlike NBA Kirkland, who asked for his list to be revealed on the freaking second day. But yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like a
But he doesn't suck as much as you do at fantasy football.
pilot month for this kind of variation of a list. So
I thought more people
become
would be
more
talking about it,
competitive.
but maybe.
I think we're still on RTDL Burnout.
Yeah.
And GTASC and
GDZ and this and that. Yeah. Why not?
I'm definitely on the burnout from RTDL. And then, of course, Plants vs. Zombies.
Yep.
And then now I've got Jedi Fallen Order, so there's just not much RTDL room this month for me.
yeah. So
I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that game next week. Gotta be honest.
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be missing the podcast.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Gamertag challenge. Koosh, what's up with the Gamertag challenge?
Matrarch is not here this week, but she has done a ton of homework. She went through and compiled the results from last month, which we probably should have announced last week, but we got distracted. It happens. And we have a winner. but we also have some stats. So let's go over it again.
Ooh.
The month of October was Fighter X93 Chip, and he chose the Trials Rising game as his bonus game where you can get 1 extra point. And we also had a fun little bonus for him, which was any game after you complete his tag that starts with a P counts as a potential bonus letter or a bonus entry. How many do you think we got? I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. What do you think our highest P count was from a single person?
We have some hardcore people. I'm just gonna ballpark it at 20.
32.
No. The highest was actually a tie. We had a tie for the most P, and it was 29.
Wow.
Yes, and our
Not that far
2
off.
people are Carpe Adam and Reset 42.
Nice.
Reset laid it down way early, and nobody matched him except for Carpe, and then he stopped, which is very interesting to me. So I don't know if we missed something, or if he missed something, or that's all the games that start with P. It's just very funny to me that they stopped there. In total, across the community of people that basically put P all over their spreadsheet, we got 144 P entries.
Wow.
Which is, yeah. So people went kind of crazy with that. We had 20 people complete the chip tag, and we had 2 people get achievements and trials. So Chip, your plan failed. Nobody played the game. And we had a total of 735 entries. And we did the drawing. And would you like to know who won?
Sure.
Insert a
Winners
drum
are
roll
fun.
here.
We have P-Tart TX with an H.
Oh, good job, Sarah.
Insert
And insert what?
insert foo-foo saying something.
Pretty.
Well, she won, and she is she's a success story, guys. She's kind of the underdog. She had 3 entries.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So even though we had people with a lot of entries, I think the largest number was 54 from Reset, and I guess we would have been the same thing there with Carpe. Yep. She won it with 3. So let's just be a lesson to you. You just participate. You have a chance. And sometimes that's all you need. Just 1 or 3. Just a reminder, next month, which is this month, is Doughboyee, and we have a couple bonuses for him just very quickly. While Extra Life is pretty much over, I know some people are doing kind of late campaigns. You would get 5 points for sharing a screen cap of you sharing a link to an Extra Life campaign. Some people linked to their own campaigns. That's fine. You're getting it out there. And we're also giving a bonus 1 point for every game that you play. I'm sorry, for every achievement that you score this month that has the word extra or the word life in it. They have to be exact matches and no variations, and they must be earned this month. And we're going to be wrapping that up in 2 more weeks, and hopefully next week we'll announce the Gamertag for December so you can start planning.
Awesome.
And did you mention his bonus game?
Yes. Well, I mentioned it at the top of the show. It's Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
There you go. Synergy, folks. Synergy. GTASC, week 20. Is that this week?
Sure.
Yeah, Fufu didn't fill out this part of the doc, so let's blame him. This week's bonus is
Sucks.
a team bonus. It's not that bad. You have to increase your achievements 1, your gamer score 1, and your true achievement score 1 for your whole team by 50%. So if you had 100 achievements last week, you have to get, as a team, 150 this week, and then the accompanying gaming score and true achievements for those to increase them that same percentage. So good luck on that. We don't have any eliminations that he wrote down, so good luck to everybody for staying in another week. We have another winner, guys, because we forgot something last week. What did we forget last week, El?
To put on an entertaining show.
No, Elroy was on. So was X,
exactly.
Redemption.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, the game show was cool, but jeez. That intro's still playing the song.
That was some good editing.
No, my goodness. Mentioned I miss Foof. All right, you have a better window of opportunity to get it right this week, all right? So get it right. No, it was a good show last week, of course. It's another drawing. Patreon drawing.
Yeah, those lovely people.
Mm-hmm.
Insert drum roll.
Or something.
Corey's going to edit the snizzit out of this show.
Actually, we think it's going to be Fufu.
I've been making sure not to curse because I only do that when Foof does it.
So this month's Patreon.
It is. How would X say this? High road for two! Congratulations, High Road.
It's like he's here.
Yes, good job, guys. So
I'm going to go eat some bamboo.
Recap. Patreon winner is High Road V2, and the Gamertag Challenge winner for October is Pete Hart. Look forward to
nice
a DM
job
from Fufu at Cuddly Poof. And if you don't hear from him by the time you hear this, you should pester him. Send him a DM every hour on the hour.
I want my $2.
I think.
It's much more than $2. Much more.
What is he doing tonight anyway? He's probably spending all the Patreon money on
He's flying to England.
I think he's flossing out the steak from his teeth. Now,
what a mistake.
Now comes our favorite time of the show. It's time for the brag camp. If you can't handle the brag, you get out of the camp.
All right, edit that out. Proclamation point. That's how you do it, Corey.
Brag camp. Yeah.
For completions, we have Hat90 has reached a new milestone of 25 completed games. Good job, Hatton.
Right.
It's cute.
Adorable. Well, he's trying, all right?
Skeptical Mario has reached a new milestone of 200 completed games. Good job, I guess. Ex-Bovos Kronos has completed 300 games. In the category of completion percentage, we have Prue with a completion percentage of 79%. You can dilute that a little bit. It'd be more fun.
Steaks.
Yes,
oh,
steaks, thank you. I was wondering what that was.
You're just taking out all the R's in streak. I see what you're doing. Oh, my God.
Chewy on Ice. Let's just rapid fire our 10-day achievement win streaks, all right? We're going to say Chewy on Ice, Kronos, Sangrias, Wheezy Fuzzy, Fuzz Fuzz, Mighty Mango, Freemhole, and Beer Me are all sharing a 10-day achievement win streak. Good job, guys. Reforce 3 is currently on a 50-day achievement win streak. Prue is, he's got a measly 1,350-day achievement streak. And Carnage has a 6-year achievement win streak. We're not even going to break it into days because it's just too many.
It's definitely more than 7. Achievements 1. Ben L72, which, hey, Ben, you have sent me somehow 2 friend requests on TA, and I can't accept or deny either of them. I don't know if that's you. It's definitely not me. We got to fix that. Anyways, you have reached 10,000 achievements won. Good job, buddy. Freemhole, just above that at 11,000. Climbing the ladder. I get him every week. Eliphilet, 77, 12,000 achievements won. Kingsman, 2,625 at 16,000 achievements won. And Isret, try to spell that backwards, is at 27,000 achievements won. Gamerscore from the north. Jay Black has reached 250,000 Gamerscore. True achievement score, Beer Me 7, has also hit 450,000 TA score. Not all in that 10-day streak, but that would be impressive. And Prue has reached 1 million. Oh my gosh, guys. 1 million true achievement score points things. Prue has done it. Good job, Prue.
Good job, Prolix.
And only part of that is from Borderlands.
Yeah, we're on another hiatus. Thank God.
Oh, man.
Now he's playing baby games like Transformers. Well, you probably don't even know what that is. All right, this is the wordy section. Thanks for leaving it for me. What the Fug is now in the top 20,000 of completion percentage. Chewy on Ice, watch out for that person DeLorean, is now in the top 500 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for ID at Expo. Redemption denied. Oh, this is not that important. Second in the freaking world in Gamerscore, as he so humbly told us last week in the game show section, or the panel preceding the game show section. He's like, yeah,
that was
place.
live.
Yeah, he's like, I got second place.
Doing it live.
Didn't show up yet. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, Stallion stopped playing crappy games. But it's pretty awesome that you still talk to us. Not sure why. Probably the only faction that would keep him in the Gears Pop. It's got to be the only reason. What the Fug, now in the top 5,000 of TA Roguelites. And Jimbot Germany is now third in the England TA leaderboard for Xbox One puzzle games.
On a Thursday?
There you go.
On a Thursday.
Vayner Nonsense leaderboards. This seems staged. Eliphalet is now number 1 in the England Gamerscore leaderboard and third in the England TA leaderboard for Vayners.
So proud.
And it was surmised, I believe, today that he probably is number 1 on all of TA in Vayners in 2019.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm going to have to push.
Way to go.
Very good.
General Tinstar celebrating his 12th birthday? Oh, no. Celebrating his birthday November the 12th. That's today. Yay!
Except you're listening to it tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
And in a random thing that I will say, Michelle's community interview has just hit TA. So make sure to read that, and we'll see who she name dropped.
Ooh.
How can we find that?
Man, how do we find that?
How could we find that?
Is that site
I will
news?
lie and tell you that I will put it in the show notes, in which I was supposed to be keeping track of this whole time. But it's trueachievements.com/gamerblog comment. Well, someone just put it in the Discord, so there it is.
All right. We look forward to reading that little piece from Michelle. All right, guys, we did it. Another week. Another show done. Fufu's not here. He should be back next week. Yeah. You guys got any plans coming up?
Any plants?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to get most of Plants vs. Zombies done, but in my game time, you know where my game time's going. Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's like the biggest, it's like the last big release of the year, I think.
That I'm aware of, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of leading to some game of the year talks, right? Yeah.
Game of the year. Iron Snout.
All right,
Iron
guys.
Snout.
Well, I'm going to be pushing on with some more Samurai Showdown, killing myself. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter, Mixer, Discord, and Patreon. Follow us all the places. And from love, thank you guys. From myself, from Koosh, from Big L.
Bye, guys. Missed you guys.
Bye.
Hey everybody, this is old Elroy, and this is X the Hero.
You can't say old Elroy and not young X the Hero.
Oh, well, you know, I got some dog food named after me. I got Old Roy, and yeah, keep those checks coming. Now, we're here today to talk to you about a wonderful newish game out there from the world of Ratalaika.
Our best friends.
Oh man, we love them. They're so good. I heard recently they were put on a Mount Rushmore unanimously.
I hear there was a panel of 5 people that unanimously decided that their logo goes on the Mount Rushmore of achievements.
Well, it's got to be true then.
Yeah.
So, well, the latest installment we're talking about is called Football Game.
Football Game.
Football.
No, we decided that you're never growling again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't like what growls do. So, I, for one, am glad to see that Ratalaika finally took on the sports genre with some super easy sports completions. So I was really excited going into this game. And when I got in, kind of an overview for those of you who haven't played it yet. It works a lot like Tecmo Bowl back on the old NES. I'm sure that predates you.
Yeah, I'm missing out on this reference.
Yeah, it's like, the games, and you like stick them. There's these things called cartridges, and they go in the system, and if it don't work, you kind of you
blow on them, but it doesn't actually do anything. Yeah,
you blow on them, and you stick it in. And so this one worked a lot like Tecmo Bowl. This was kind of like I think Ratalaika's version of Tecmo Bowl. Basically, although in Tecmo Bowl you have 4 choices, so Ratalaika. So they narrowed it down to 2 choices. So you can choose either run play or pass play. So you get 90 gamer score for completing a pass, 90 gamer score for completing 5 passes, 90 gamer score for 10 passes, etc., etc. It is super quick. You only have to play about 1 game, and then you have to sim a game. And it's an awesome, easy sports ball Ratalaika extravaganzas.
Well, that sounds lovely. Are you sure we're talking about the same game?
Yeah, what game? Football game.
No, you are describing the football game, which comes out next week.
Oh,
this is just football game.
Oh, okay. Well, I played that one too.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know that football game. It's a point-and-click adventure set in the 80s.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 87, man. That was a good year.
Was it 87? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I noticed. I liked 87. That was a good year, man.
Okay. So. The gameplay, I mean, on a serious note, it's your standard point and click. You click on objects in the environment, and then you pick them up, and then they're added to your inventory, and then you drag them from your inventory to various objects in the environment. There are a couple dialogue choices thrown in.
Yes.
You don't directly walk your character, you click on the environment to move them. Super old school gameplay, which fits with the 87 vibe, I suppose.
Yeah, we were pretty old school back in 87, kind of a... was it Maniac Mansion or Monster? Yeah, Maniac Mansion, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the old NES game that kind of started this whole thing. And so it's the same kind of art design. It looks like it could have been drawn in '87, and it was great. It was I think it was set in East End, Indiana, or East Bend. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't even remember the year. But yeah, anyway, so. The thing about the gameplay that was most annoying to me, however, was that there's like a ton of stuff in the background.
Yes.
And so when you're clicking on stuff, you're like clicking on the wrong stuff, and you're like, oh, come on. And then it initiates some kind of dialogue, and you're just like, okay. And then you click on it again. So you're trying to move over to the right, and it's like panning at the same time, and there's like all these closets and filing cabinets, and everything's in the way. And so you're going to click on some stuff by accident, and just know that that's part of the gig here.
Yeah, and I will say for people who really want to dive into, I don't want to say the story because I don't think there's any story content. But see, in the clickable things, to clarify, there's no story content in the random clickables. There's just so many things you can click on, and they all have their own little text pop-ups. So if you want to get the most out of your money, then do click on the things. But I do wholeheartedly agree that it is quite annoying when all I want to do is walk to the right, and I click on poster, flyer, and then I walk in the wrong door, and
Yeah, right. And for as far as gameplay is concerned, also, there's only 3 locations in the whole game. Like, there's only literally 3 places that you can... Well, no, I'm sorry, 4. 4 places.
I was going to say, I can think of 4.
Yeah, the forest. I forgot about the forest. So you got the forest, the chick's house, your house, and the stadium.
Yep.
And that's it. And
your car, if you count that, but that's more like a loading screen.
Yeah. So I thought, maybe down the road, when we get to the story, we can kind of cover this more. But with such few locations, it kind of felt like a play. So it's like, like everything's played out, and then it's seen, and then, the loading screen, the guy jumps in the car, the curtains close behind it, and then when he arrives, the curtains open, and oh my gosh, it's a new scene, and then he interacts with everyone, and then it would really play out well as like a play.
Yeah, a football game in 5 acts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I guess we should get to that story. But, I wanted to bring up something else about the gameplay. So you're clicking on all this stuff, and it just has dialogue about it. But then the best part about this game is every once in a while you'll click on something, and then something happens, and it's like this. It goes from super pixelated point of view to all of a sudden it's like this really cool graphics and so like something's happening. And so there's 3 scenes that really stood out in my mind there. One of them is just completely obvious, but then the other 2, I really like the shaving scene. I mean, we recently talked about this, right?
That's true. This is very relevant.
Yeah, we talked about that, and might I add that he said that, well, basically they're saying ladies like a clean shave. So maybe we had it wrong with the candle bra and all that. Maybe that's not what the ladies like.
Yeah, I don't know, but the ladies that he is referring to are also high school kids. So ladies just, they don't have that experience yet in high school. They don't know what's good.
Well, that may be true. I mean, the mullet chop or the mutton chops, I guess aren't fully developed at that age. So I don't know, but so that was a special scene. Like all of a sudden you click on a razor, and all of a sudden it's like really like a graphic novel kind of a thing, and he's shaving his face, having flashbacks, and blah blah blah. And then the smoking scene came to mind, like where you're dishing out some cigarettes, and just observe when you're doing it that smoking causes a lot of problems. If you want more information about that, there's a wonderful game called Never, One Will Leave, or One Leaves. Yeah, One Leaves, that's it. And that is a very informative game. But among the things that is caused by cigarettes is this person's hand has this nasty black fingernail on it. Did you see the fingernail?
I did not notice that. That's a nice touch, though.
Oh my god, the fingernail was just super nasty. It looked like he dipped it in tar, man. This thing was just so gross. And so, when you're playing this game, just observe the nasty black fingernail and think, I don't want nasty black fingernails like that. Or maybe the guy was really goth and like he painted them all. I don't know. He didn't look goth.
Yeah, that could be too, because again, we're spoiling the story a little bit, but yeah, it could be. Can I say your third cool visual that I know you're going to say?
Oh man, I love that so much. It's so. Go ahead. I'll let you have the honors.
I assume I have the right one, listeners.
There's only one.
We didn't discuss this ahead of time, but it has to be the cheerleader, right?
Oh, you are not kidding, my friend.
Okay, so yeah, like Elroy was saying, it's this like 8-bit pixel adventure, and then you click on the cheerleader, and it just like zooms in to like sort of detailed 16-bit pixels and pans up the cheerleader's like barely clothed, wiggling pixely ass.
No, you're forgetting to mention that it goes into obviously the visual novel style at this point, but it shows her gyrating, but it goes into like this slow motion, and so it slowly pans up, and you're seeing him take in every inch of her, and he's off to the side, and. They were really proud of this scene, might I add, because when you fire up the game, it's like in the logo.
Oh,
like at the top is her ass, and then it's his eyeballs, and then it's like some random woman off to the right. And so, whatever reason, they decided it has nothing to do with the story. I still don't know what the point of it was, but if you are doing a walkthrough and it doesn't include clicking on the cheerleader,
you are doing it wrong.
You are doing it wrong. So I have to pose the question. How many times did you click on her?
You can click on it multiple times.
Oh, I did it twice.
Oh my gosh, I did that.
I was like, did I just see that? Oh my god. And so, yes, I had to click on it twice, and it was the exact same scene. And so, oh my gosh,
so that's
awesome.
Why your completion estimate's like 3 to 4 hours, because you just... Does Kelly know this?
I would love to show this part to her. She would just laugh so much, man. And what's the disappointing part is that there was no achievement for it. Like, there's no achievement. And I thought, well, maybe there's one.
You don't even have to click on it to advance. It's there for no reason.
It is no
other
reason.
Than to, like, satisfy the weird cravings of people who really like teenage cheerleader pixelated ass.
Oh, man. Yeah, so... if nothing else, pick up this game just for this one scene. I want to see this achievement listed. Well, I guess it's not an achievement, but man, I mean, this is some goaty stuff here.
We can do like a year's end top Ratalaika moments.
Oh,
And pixely teenage cheerleader ass has to be on the list.
Oh, man. Can we count down from 5?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't wait. All right. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. I had to bring that up. Yes.
Let's get into the story.
Which it's not as good as that part, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the real highlight right there. I don't know. Without going into any details, what did you think of the story?
To me, there was a point. The point of the story was that there's nothing more powerful than a randy male chasing some tail. And that is, yeah, I know. I had to. I'm trying to come up with words that rhyme for that. But yeah, randy male chasing some tail. I was a teenage boy once, and I just know that if there's something standing between me and looking at gyrating cheerleaders and such, that I was going to get there, and it didn't matter what. So this guy, he drugs his mom, climbs a roof, steals a car. I mean, that was some dedication. I mean, he took it to the next level, and yeah. So basically, the story is he needs to get to the game to see his girl, and then some craziness unfolds, and you're left scratching your head.
That's a pretty good summary, actually.
Yeah. So, what did you think, man?
I'm pretty much in line with your spin on it. I was never a rebellious teenager, but I always feel like I could have been what could have been. So, wake up, don't drink underage, but wake up drunk on like a Friday evening somehow, and then drug your mom and steal her car and break into her bedroom and yeah, all the things that rebellious youth should experience at least once, I suppose.
Right, and I guess this was this was not the first time, or this was a pattern for this young man. They all knew he was an alcoholic, apparently. The mom didn't believe him for a second, knew he'd been drinking. But the fact that she locks her bedroom, I mean, I don't remember my parents ever lock, like, if in the middle of the day, I mean, I'm sure they did at night sometimes, but, like during the day, if I'm just at home, whatever, cooking supper or whatever, and I don't think the door would have been locked.
Right. Yeah.
It seemed abnormal behavior, and like she knew that he was a criminal or something. I don't know. That was a little red flag for me. But.
Yeah, it was interesting too because we're not going to entirely spoil the story.
Oh, I am.
Not right now, anyway. But yeah, like you said, mom obviously knows he's kind of an alcoholic, and you have to clean up your like evidence, and you just put these beer bottles in the garbage can. And when I was a teenager, I didn't take care of my own garbage can, so mom is seeing she's clearly seeing the beer cans or beer bottles in his garbage.
But you get an achievement for hiding the evidence.
Right. How well is that hidden though? Like, I don't know.
I have no idea.
But no, I agree. I think it's some kind of cycle, because I feel like the story loops. Like, if you think at the end, it starts right where it begins. The final achievement's even called, like, the end is the beginning or something like that. Yeah. Or the end, or is it the beginning? So is it like one giant loop? Is the story like Groundhog's Day?
Oh, man. Right on my notes it says Groundhog's Day.
All right.
That's awesome. So, yeah. So at this point, I'm heading into straight spoilers here. So,
all right. You heard it. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So, is he dead the whole time? Is that what's going on here? Is he dead? Like, seriously. I was trying to make sense of this. So if you don't know, he goes to the game and he is looking for his girlfriend, and then he finally jumps through enough hoops and they tell him where she is. He walks into this room and then he realizes, oh, she's dating this dude.
Yeah, she dumped your ass, bro.
Yeah, and so the whole thing was him then retreating to his car, going back home, and then he's having flashbacks, then he goes to the forest, I think, after he goes to his house, and then he has like he talks to her, and then he comes to and he realizes that it was all over, and is he dead? Is she moving on because he's dead? That's what I want to know, because he's drinking, he's driving, and when he's driving, you'll notice he's riding the center line. And what the hell's this bloody pipe all about? And then he's having odd flashbacks. So is he like a ghost? Is he like reliving his life or something? Or
you know what? I thought that was a bloody pipe. I think that was supposed to be the beer bottle.
Oh, that's possible. I thought it was a bloody pipe.
That's how I took that too. At first, but then like you end with it, and then I realized that was the alcohol. At least I think.
Huh.
But I don't know. I don't know if he was dead. I don't think he was dead. Although drinking and driving kills, so don't drink and drive.
Yeah, and don't blast your cassette player and ride the center line either. and so I was thinking also they were is it kind of a matrixy thing going on here because they had a red tape and a blue tape, so based on which tape you put into the cassette player, play the red tape, play the blue tape, that kind of thing. And then the necklace kind of threw me off. So he's got this necklace, and she has the necklace, but so what's in the box then? What's in the box?
What's in the box? I didn't get that, because you buy the necklace, and then it shows you giving it to her.
Yeah.
But then you realize that she dumped your ass, but you still have the necklace, but it's like in a box. So she dumped you and gave it back, and then you wrapped it up to give it back to her?
Right, and somewhere along the way, the mom hides it. So is the mom actually protecting you the whole time? Like, is she know that she dumped you, and so she's trying to protect you by hiding it because you haven't moved on? And then this is evidenced by when you go up into the bedroom, she has the picture, and it's folded where she's not in the picture anymore. And so I was thinking, well, the mom knows that, at the time you think, well, she doesn't like her, but now you're thinking, okay, maybe something happened here, and so she doesn't want him, to keep dwelling on her because, she knows it's over, but he doesn't, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and that part makes sense, because finally you get the gift and mom sees it, and she says, like, what the hell, we're still doing this, get over it, or something along those lines.
Right, and knocks it out of the hand, and that whole scene kind of goes against him being dead the whole time. But, I still don't fully get, like, what's going on with the necklace, because the wrap gift, it's hard for me to wrap my head around that one.
I don't know. It's a neat story, and you can get through it in under an hour without a guide easily. It's, I don't know, it's a neat story. My biggest question, though, since we're talking about all these unknowns, is when you're in the locker room, or I think right outside the locker room, actually, one of the kids is like, you have a lot of nerve coming back here after what you did to the team. But what did you do to the team? That's it. There's nothing. What did you do to the team? Is that what made your girl leave you? Is that what made you become an alcoholic? Is that what makes you think it's okay to drug your mom? What did you do to the team?
See, it's, and then you break into the locker room, and I didn't really understand why you looked at your own folder. What was that all about? Why did you need to look at your own folder?
Yeah, that was for a puzzle. That was to get the locker combination.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I missed that part. I just got it. I was like, okay, we looked at the folder, and then we're going to go steal the picture frame, and then we're going to give it to this dude. And I don't know. I'm sure it had something to do with the dialogue I was skipping, but so
I laugh, but I shouldn't be surprised at this point.
Right. But I guess one of the things that we one of the whole other points of it is that snitches get gamer score riches. Yeah.
I have two rules in my classroom. Number 1, snitches get stitches. Number 2, trolls get 86s. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, oh, mister, he stole my pencil. I'm like, okay, he gets a detention for stealing your pencil, and you get one because snitches get stitches, fool. Come at me.
Well, in this game, you get gamer score riches.
Yeah. I like yours better.
Yeah. I like how you set them up, like the smokers. You like give them everything they need to fail. And then you snitch on. You're like, can I light that for you? Can I do anything else before I go turn you in?
You want me to smoke it for you too at this point? Damn, like.
Yeah. What was the point of changing out the batteries on that thing?
Yeah, I missed that too, because I did it and it seemed like you had to do it to advance, but then nothing.
I didn't understand. What I thought maybe it was going to activate a fan to blow away the smoke.
Yeah,
I
thought it would be like a smoke detector. Yep, same.
But nothing was ever explained.
I don't know. Maybe it like unlocks a door in the locker room or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
All right. Well, I think we covered the story. What about the difficulty? I have one line of difficulty. Some notes on that.
Go for it.
There you go.
Is that
That's
what you
all
wrote? H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A?
Yeah, how many times do you think I wrote ha 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 ha? 1, 2.
Just each H-A? I'm going to say 8 ha's.
Oh, you're so close. I did 7. I had ha 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 ha. I think that was 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think you just did 9.
Oh, well, that's not what I have on my sheet. I went above and beyond.
You overachiever, you. So the difficulty, we both admit that we followed a guide. So with a guide, the difficulty, it's literally a 0. But
the difficulty is moving on past the cheerleader part.
Yeah, right. No, I do enjoy point and click games, and I generally try to play them without using some kind of guide unless there's a ton of missables and collectibles and whatnot, just because I like the genre. But this one I just kind of wanted to zip through. But honestly, with no guide, you could do this in under an hour. None of the puzzles are... We're not playing like Deponia or anything super, elaborate here. None of the puzzles are going to confuse you or overwhelm you. You have to get into Mom's room, you have to get the present, and it tells you need to get in Mom's room. Mom's room is locked, so you're like, maybe I could get in from outside. So, it guides you along the way. There's nothing that's going to confuse you. You mentioned the smokers. They have, I think, information for you. Or no, you need to get them in trouble. So you have to get them cigarettes, which is very easy. You talk to a guy, he tells you right where to go. Then you have to get a lighter to light their cigarettes, and you go talk to the same guy.
Why did they do the Fonz like that, man? That was the Fonz that sold you the cigarettes, right?
I think it was supposed to be, yeah. Hey. And they didn't even give him a name. It was just like shady character.
Yeah.
Because he talked to your friend who's like hacking up a lung. You're like, hey man, who's dying from smoking? Where did you buy your cigarettes? He's like, I bought them from that guy over there. Who's just hanging out outside the stadium at a high school football game. Like, way to go, dirtbag.
Yeah. And he is not the guy. The guy that the Fonz is not who you get the lighter from. You get the lighter from the dude.
Yeah, you get the lighter from your chain smoker friend.
Yeah. I actually asked the Fonz for a lighter. And,
I did too.
He said, "How about I'll light a fire up your ass?" I think is what he said.
Yeah, something like that. Because I thought tough, that was like the easiest thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, none of the puzzles are going to give you a hard time. Straight up, without a guide, you would be done in about an hour. I would say would be my X the hero point and click estimate. About an hour with no guide.
And what's the point of what kind of concrete block is that? It looked like a regular old cinder block. And
yeah, what's up with that? This kid, he's like a star on the high school football team.
He's
but it takes him like
$1.80,
an hour
right?
to move a cinder block.
Well, and he's $1.80. I'm not sure about the whole physics of this, but you tie a rope to a cinder block on the ground, and then you start trying to climb that rope.
Cinder
pretty sure
coming down or going up, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that block would end up on your head if you kept pulling it as you sat on the ground because you did not pull. It is not going to hold you. I don't know. That part didn't make sense to me.
But I don't know. Since it is a point and click, and I feel like in these types of games, you look the other way on a lot of things. So, like we've mentioned, Artifex Mundi, you cut all the glass with all
That
That right. Doesn't work. I mentioned Deponia.
You also throw water on electric fires, apparently.
Yeah, that too.
Games.
I don't know. Like I've made ladders out of like breadsticks and then climbed them 3 stories. Like it's
fair enough.
Just temporary suspension of disbelief.
Okay, maybe I was too invested in this game.
The story was quite riveting.
Yes. Oh yeah, and especially one part. But anyway,
and wait, I got a transition.
Okay.
Speaking of rivets, let's bridge our way to our next conversation topic.
Is that because bridges have rivets?
Yeah.
And snitches get stitches? Okay, so the Chivos, you might want to use that guide. I'm just being honest, because over half of the Chivos are missing. I'm talking over half.
Oh my god.
Right,
what,
because
7 out of 13, right?
Close, 8 out of 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So literally, half of them are missable. I don't know. You might have missed clicking on some of the stuff to click on. If you read the description on the front end, you'd probably figure it out. But, I don't know. I would just use a guide. Call it a night.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you get... There are 7, like you just said, 7 story-related achievements. I believe they're all worth 90.
Yeah.
So even if you got all the missables, if you don't care about achievements, in that hour, like I said, of course, that's why we're listening. But in that hour, you could get 630 gamer score minimum, worth like 633 TA.
Yeah.
Before decay sets in.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, the achievements aren't hard. Even the missables, it's nothing elaborate. It's click on this thing, click on that thing. Actually, I think all of the missables are for just clicking on things and seeing random things, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
everything except for clicking on the cheerleader.
Which, sadly, is not an achievement. That should have been 500 gamer score right there. Pixelated teenage cheerleader ass.
Oh, man.
And that's what it would be called, because you can have the word ass in achievement titles.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I have a title one. I call it Dr. Ogle. And then, for giving a thorough examination. Yeah?
Ooh.
That would be the name of it. Bloop, bloop. There you go. Bleep, bloop.
Or wait, you could have an achievement for eyeballing the cheerleader like 50 times, and it would be a rare achievement.
Ooh.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah. It's a Ratalaika game.
That's true. So, what was your overall takeaway on this thing?
All right, I have to give this game 2 scores. From the achievement hunter perspective, that's a solid 10 out of 10. It is 1,000 gamer score, very easy. While using a guide, I think it took me 33 minutes. So, if all you want is 1,000 gamer score and 15 bleep bloops, straight up 10 out of 10. Just
sign me up.
Right, I assume you would say the exact same?
Yep, I'm with you so far.
Yeah, exactly. If you want gamer score, this is one of the quickest, and it's only $5, so one of the quickest and cheapest that you can get.
Wait, isn't it on sale?
It is currently, if you were listening to this right when it comes out. 50 cents, so $4.49 US.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. But normally $5 for 33-minute 1,000 gamer score. 10 out of 10. From the just playing it as a game perspective, I genuinely enjoy point-and-click games. None of the puzzles were difficult. The story was... It makes you think, I guess, a little bit. I would give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. How about you?
I give them a little bump. I go take it straight up to 4 ogles out of 5.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We do 4 out of 5. So I would a 3.25 out of 5, a 3.5 out of 5.
I would stare at the star very, very lecherously and start at the bottom, work my way all the way to the top 4 out of 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah. And also I want a sequel. I want to call it Another Football Game.
We call it like Homecoming or something.
Yeah. And then like Homecoming, and then like, there's a line of cheerleaders, and you know what to do.
Ooh.
And then he shows up, he dresses up for the game, and then he finds out he isn't actually on the team, and then he runs home in shame.
What? I just realized with all the cheerleader thing, we didn't mention that she has on like super short, like booty short. Like there's a lot of pixelated ass. It's not just like legs or anything.
Oh man, I think we're selling copies of this thing.
I hope, yeah, right. Whatever it takes you to make, whatever it takes to make you buy this game. If that's it, whatever, we won't judge. For what it's worth, I have 2 achievements in Nier Automata, one for completing the tutorial, and then one for trying to look up 2B's dress 10 times. So it's fun. That's an achievement, by the way.
Oh,
but she catches you and like spins the camera around, so you can't look up her dress. Yeah, but
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, 6.5 out of 10. If you want a genuine point and click, the puzzles are not difficult. I feel like most people play those to challenge your brain, make you think a little bit. So it's not a challenge as far as the genre goes. But I think we both agree there's nothing wrong with this game. It's a satisfactory Ratalaika game.
We Chivo hunters, man. Go buy this thing.
Yeah. If you haven't gotten this one, go pick it up. It's 1,000 gamer score in 30 minutes, man.
Bam.
And pixelated teenage cheerleader S.
There you go. Even better. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you go enjoy the 30-minute game and let us know how many times you clicked on the cheerleader. Later, guys.
See ya. We're not doing a top 3? I got this. Top 3 laundry detergent flavors. Number 3, fresh laundry. Number 2, lavender breeze. Number 1, Caribbean Escape.
Hello everyone, I'm Wakapeil, noticing that period 20 of the GTASC is underway, asking you to improve your team's gamer score, TA and number of achievements earned by 50% compared to last period for the bonus. Hopefully your team took it easy last period. Personally, I don't expect much game time this week, and decided to mop up the quirky, very challenging sci-fi retro platformer Unit 4, which netted me more than 3000 TA in around 3 hours. Unit 4 was released in May of 2017, and with only 336 tracked gamers on TA, I would like to say that it is a hidden gem, but that would be stretching the truth more than I'm comfortable with. The game also has a cheap DLC which contains a few minigames, which has very inflated ratios. It's actually cheaper to buy the game bundled with the DLC than the standalone $15 asking price, which I consider too much for this game. The story is evidently completely forgettable, as I finished the game yesterday and had to go to the store page to remember what it was. Unit 4 is tasked with dealing with mysterious invaders, which sounds plausible. There's also some kind of missing artifacts that keep the solar system from exploding or something. I don't know what that's about. In theory, there's plenty to like about Unit 4. You control one of 3 scantily clad, distinctly male humanoids and 1 robed character, each with a special ability which you can swap between at any time. If they have names, I've blocked out that information. It might be space racist of me, but instead I identify them by their primary colors. Blue can wall jump and double jump, making him the most versatile of the bunch and likely your go-to character. Unfortunately, the wall and double jumps are very difficult to control, leading to frustrating deaths. Red can do a short-range dash tackle, which probably always is the same range, but can be very difficult to gauge, leading to frustrating deaths. Green has a hook shot, which unfortunately only can be used once between touching the ground. It's also very difficult to control, as it can be fired in any direction, making it difficult to hit your intended target, leading to frustrating deaths. Yellow can turn into a ghost and slowly fall through the air and pass through certain walls and floors. This makes you invulnerable to some, but far from all dangers, leading to frustrating deaths. The pixel art graphics are mostly nice, but uneven, and sometimes it is hard to discern what is background and what is actually on your path, resulting in frustrating moments where you hit obstacles you didn't see or fall through platforms which are actually in the background, leading to frustrating deaths. You can also find spots where the graphics are simply missing if you explore places you were not intended to. There are 15 levels, of which 3 are auto-scrolling mini-bosses and 3 are proper boss fights, and the rest are standard platforming levels. The levels are varied and heavily checkpointed, and can be completed fairly quickly due to your character's very fast movement, but you likely won't finish them quick your first time through, as they are very difficult. Most of the 9 standard levels took me just under an hour each to finish. The main levels have hundreds of collectible coins, which are required for completion. More than 95% of the collectibles are hidden in plain sight, and the remaining collectibles are not hidden very well, which should make a guide redundant. I couldn't find a guide when I briefly looked for one for the collectibles. The only collectibles that are somewhat difficult to find are in the first set of levels for some reason. This discouraged me from getting the collectibles the first time through the game, but you might as well go for them the first time if you want the completion. On top of the main levels, there is a solar system to explore with a few collectibles and minigames to find. These are very easy compared to the main game, with the exception of the tower climb, which tasks you to climb the height of 16 falling boxes for an achievement. I either sucked at it or was very unlucky, as I spent hours trying that climb until I finally got it. The physics, or rather how Unit 4 handles momentum, makes sense, but can be very annoying as it causes your characters to move in at first unpredictable ways. The movement speed overall is rather high, and touching, or in some cases just getting close to anything remotely dangerous, instantly kills you, which brings me to the major downfall of Unit 4. The controls are not great. It is a 2D platformer requiring a great deal of precision. Unfortunately, the controls are not very good. It's very easy to miss a jump, accidentally stick to a wall, miss a critical hook shot, or misjudge the length of a dash. It also requires you to use the left stick to move your characters. The D-pad does nothing. To make matters worse, the hitboxes frequently feels unfair, killing you for getting close to objects, squeezed by moving platforms, or for landing on your enemies at the wrong angle. A baffling decision is having double and wall jumps use the ability button X instead of the normal jump button, which is A. A control scheme which took me a very long time to get used to. I certainly never got comfortable with it. Another major issue is the difficulty curve, or rather lack thereof. Overall, the game is very difficult, but the opening levels are among the most difficult. If you can finish the first 5 levels, you won't have to worry about not being able to finish the rest of the game. Some of the later stages are actually among the easiest in the game. While most checkpoints can be completed in a matter of seconds, some require you to pull off some really crazy maneuvers in sequence, especially if you're going for the collectibles, which reset when you die. The game can also be played in co-op, but I have no experience with that at all. I'd sum up Unit 4 in one word as frustrating. The brutal difficulty is at odds with the inadequate controls, which is one of the most important aspects of a platformer. If you persevere, there is plenty of potential quick TA to be gotten, as very few have gotten more than a few of Unit 4's 51 achievements worth 1,200 gamer score and 6,200 TA. Right now, only 39 tracked gamers have finished the first of the 3 bosses, of which only 7 has done so without dying. Defeating the first boss without dying is a 50 gamer score achievement worth 374 TA, and is actually fairly easy if you cheese it by using the hook shot to attach to the side of the platform and then wait until the boss is vulnerable. A similar tactic can be used with the final boss, avoiding most of the actual fight. The very easy minigames carries high ratios due to requiring you to finish the actual levels before they are unlocked. If you are a platforming god, you can probably finish Unit 4 in a few hours. If you're good at them, you're looking at a 10-ish hour completion. If you're bad, well, you'll likely struggle even finishing the tutorial, and you're certainly not getting the completion. This is a tough game. I ended up almost liking Unit 4 at the end, but I really disliked it for a long time before mostly getting the hang of it. It was very satisfying finally overcoming the challenges the game sets up for you, but there are plenty of better games out there. Have a nice day, everyone.
L sucks at fantasy football and the Giants suck at football.